आपको YouTube पे एंडलेस रिटायरमेंट प्लानिंग के बारे में वीडियोस मिल जाएंगी, बट जब भी मैंने उनके थ्रू कैलकुलेशंस किया है, आई ऑलवेज गॉट दैट फंडिंग नंबर, और वो नंबर इतना ज्यादा बड़ा होता है दैट वेदर इट इज प्रैक्टिकली पॉसिबल टू अचीव दैट नंबर और नॉट. So I did my own calculations, and in the comment section you have to tell me whether those calculations are making sense or not. India's retirement index is 47, which means that how much India is prepared in terms of their retirement planning. And on an average, only 2 in 5 people are actually preparing for their retirement. But look at these real life examples where people are retired at the age of 39, 48, 44, and they have achieved their financial independence, retire early, that is fire number, way before than their late 50s. तो आज की वीडियो में रिटायरमेंट प्लानिंग की बात करेंगे और हम ये देखेंगे दैट हाउ यू कैन डू योर कैलकुलेशंस फॉर अचीविंग योर फायर. सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड. हे गाइस, माय नेम इज निपुन भाटिया और इस चैनल पर हम बात करते हैं पर्सनल फाइनेंस, वेल्थ मैनेजमेंट, मनी मैनेजमेंट, फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग के बारे में. एंड टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट योर रिटायरमेंट प्लानिंग. व्हाट कुड बी योर कैलकुलेशंस टू डिफाइन द रोड मैप टू योर रिटायरमेंट प्लानिंग. सो इन कैलकुलेशंस को हमने 4 स्टेप्स में डिवाइड किया है एंड आई विल गो थ्रू ईच स्टेप इन डिटेल वन बाय वन. सो ये वीडियो एंड तक जरूर देखना. सो स्टेप 1 इज you have to calculate how much are your current living expenses. And if you are retiring, we are making an assumption that you have your own home. So आपका रहने के खर्चों में आपके घर का खर्चा नहीं आएगा, because everybody by the time they are getting retired, they will be having a home. That is what the assumption we are taking it right now. Let's understand this particular example where if your current age is, let's say, 32, and you have the present monthly expenses as 80,000 rupees. So, after retirement, how much are your retirement expenses would be compared to today? Because some people want to travel the world after the retirement, so उनके expenses 80,000 से ज़्यादा भी हो सकते हैं, but some people want to stay and relax and have a comfortable lifestyle, so 80,000 से कम भी आपका हो सकता है, because at that age there won't be much liabilities of parents or kids. So हम इसको अभी के लिए 100% मान के चलते हैं that after retirement how much your monthly expenses would be. So in that case that is 80,000 rupees, and suppose you want to get retired at the age of 50. You can change this number as per your own convenience, but for the calculation purpose we are taking it as 50. So in total you have 18 years to retire, 18 years to achieve your FIRE number. And with that, जैसे जैसे आप बढ़ते जाएंगे वैसे वैसे इन्फ्लेशन भी बढ़ता जाएगा, महंगाई बढ़ती जाएगी. सो वी आर कंसिडरिंग एन इन्फ्लेशन ऑफ 6%. ऑल द सेल्स विच आर येलो मार्क्ड, those cells are editable, and hence you can do your own calculations based on your risk appetite, your living expenses, and your own understanding about the economy. With that, we have calculated a future value of our goal, which means कि अगर आज 32 की एज में आपको 80,000 रुपीज की रिक्वायरमेंट है, so at the age of 50 you will be requiring 2,28,000 rupees to meet your current living expenses. And ये पैसा आपको अगले कितने साल तक चाहिए होगा. So suppose you are expecting your life expectancy to be 80 years. So आप 80 years की एज तक अपना अगर life expect कर रहे हैं, so you have 30 years to live on, and that is where you need a minimum of 8 crore 22 lakh rupees in order to retire. और एक यही नंबर है जो हमें बहुत हॉन्ट करता है. It is so scary, it is so difficult to achieve for the common man. But after going through the rest of the 3 steps, you will understand that the plan is practically possible and achievable. So अभी तक के लिए हमें यह पता है कि हमारा जो नंबर है रिटायरमेंट का वो 8.22 CR है. But let's go to step 2. We should understand कि जो हमारा यहाँ पे 2,28,000 है, वो जब हम 80 years या 70 years के हो जाएंगे तब वो 2,28,000 का कोई वैल्यू नहीं रहेगा, because again inflation is playing its role even when you are retired, and that is where you also need to grow your money at a minimum rate of inflation which is at par with inflation. So suppose if inflation is 6%, you need to grow your existing 8.22 CR fund at the rate of 6% going forward. And that is where our step 2 is there, that your money will not grow by 6%, your money may grow by more percentage, by more returns if you are selecting the right instruments. If you are having a low risk appetite, you can invest in debt funds. If you are having a high risk appetite, you can invest in equity. market is on an average giving you 12% of returns in the long run. But if you don't want to invest in market, there are instruments which are giving you 8 to 9% of returns. So your money is not going to grow at 6%. It is going to grow at a rate of maybe, let's say 8% or 8.5%, whatever you think your risk appetite is. And that is where I am saying that you don't need 8.22 CR, because whatever money you will accumulate, you will be growing that also when you are retiring. And that is where your money will be growing by 2.36% after reducing the inflation. So with that, you don't need 8.22 CR, you need 5.89 CR, and that is where the number has reduced drastically. Why? The only point is that after retirement, your money is also going to grow. The corpus that you have accumulated will be growing with time if you are investing that money in the right instruments. And that is where I have considered a rate of 8.5% returns. If you want, if you are confident that, okay, I can have more in returns from the market, let's say I can gain 11% gains from the market or returns from the market, so the amount gets reduced to 4.4 CR. So if you are able to accumulate 4.4 CR by the time you are 50, you can retire. But again, 4.4 CR is also a very big number. So what to do next? And that is where our step 3 will come into consideration, which is where you are investing your money in Provident Fund, you are investing your money in NPS, and these are considered as the retirement instruments, because in Provident Fund you are investing for a long amount of time, and that is basically considered as a retirement corpus. And same with the NPS. So if you are investing in NPS, you are anyhow gonna get money at the age of 60. So we will consider that if you are investing some amount in Provident Fund and NPS, then that amount is actually contributing towards your retirement. Now let's consider only Provident Fund. So let's say the Provident Fund that you have accumulated till date at the age of 32 is 3.5 lakhs. And or let's consider it 3 lakhs. So again, all the yellow cells are editable. So you can go and check your Provident Fund statements. Whatever amount has been accumulated till date, you can enter that here. Let's say that is 3 lakh rupees. And you are giving a monthly contribution of 12,000. So this 12,000 means that your contribution and your employer's contribution both are combined, coming out to be 12,000 rupees. Now this is where, guys, most of the companies are not providing you this much amount. They are simply providing only 1,800 rupees, which is the bare minimum in terms of Provident Fund. So in order to increase your in hand in today's time, if you don't want to do that, you can basically go to your employer and ask that to increase your Provident Fund amount, and that caps to 12% of your basic. If you are already contributing 12% of your basic in your Provident Fund account, well and good. If not, you can always ask or request your employer to increase that contribution. But in that case, you will get lower in-hand salary every month. Let's say you are contributing 6,000 rupees per month, and so is the contribution done by your employer. So 12,000 rupees का contribution आपने अपने Provident Fund से कर दिया. With that, Provident Fund is giving you a returns of 8.1% as on today. And as you are growing in your career, as you are making progress, as you are switching your jobs or getting increment, even this Provident Fund contribution will also be getting increased. And that is where you need to understand in your industry how much is the incremental rate, how much is the average increment that you are getting every year. Let's say that increment is around 7% every year in your industry. If you are in manufacturing, if you are in IT, if you are into some other sector, and accordingly that figure you can accumulate here. So suppose you are getting 12,000 rupees contribution today, next year you would be doing 13,000. 10 years down the line, you would be doing a PF contribution of 30,000 rupees. And that's how this figure is going to increase. And you can see that already 1 crore rupees has been contributed only by your Provident Fund. Let's go to your NPS. For NPS also, suppose you have contributed 1.5 lakh rupees in your NPS till date. Considering a 9.5% interest rate, you have accumulated 8 lakh rupees by the age of 50. And suppose till the age of 50, you again want to accumulate or contribute in your NPS, and you are contributing I am putting the cap of 50,000 because that's what the tax benefit section limit allows us to. So we're putting a cap of 50,000 rupees per annum, and that is where even if that amount is accumulated, then 23 lakh is something which our NPS will be contributing. So we sum up all three and we see that, okay, out of 4.4, our 1.4 corpus has been accumulated only by Provident Fund and NPS. So what is the left out amount? And that is where step 4 comes in place, where the requirement is not 4.4 CR, it is now 3 crores because of your Provident Fund contribution and NPS contribution. Now, in order to achieve this 3 crores of corpus and assuming a returns of say 12%, you need to start an SIP of 39,000 rupees from today onwards. Can you do that? In most of the cases, the answer will be no, because you have to contribute towards your kids' education, you have to contribute towards buying a house, and that is where 40,000 contribution becomes a bit more. For the expenses are already 80,000 rupees per month. So, I hope you understand till this point that 8.22 CR नहीं चाहिए, 4.4 CR चाहिए. 4.4 CR में से भी Provident Fund और NPS contribution अगर आपका है तो आपको 3 करोड़ चाहिए. 3 करोड़ के लिए आपको आज 40,000 से अपनी SIP शुरू करनी पड़ेगी. But again 40,000 again is a challenge. That is where the step up SIP concept comes in place, where you are increasing your SIP every year with whatever average increment you get in your sector. With that note, I have used this step up SIP calculator in this sheet, where I have put an initial capital of something. So suppose today you have already accumulated some amount. Let's say that is 0. You have not accumulated anything towards your retirement. Considering an average return of 12% and considering a step-up SIP of 10%, which means that if you are today contributing say 10,000 rupees, from next year onwards you are contributing 11,000 rupees, from next year onwards you are contributing 12,000 rupees towards your retirement. That is where the step-up SIP concept comes into picture, where you don't need 40,000 rupees to start off your SIP today. Considering step-up SIP, start with an amount of 20,000 rupees today and you will be able to achieve your 3 crore CR by the time you are reaching 50. And that's how the whole calculation in this calculator is already placed. I hope you understand that we started with a huge number. If this calculation is making sense, do let me know in the comment section. I have already run this tool across multiple people, and they all were satisfied with the results, the figures that they were getting. You can do your calculations, but if you want your retirement SIP amount to be shared with you, you can always click on the link below and you can fill out a detailed form. That form's inputs are nothing but whatever is marked in the yellow colored cells in this video, that is there. You need to fill in that information. You need to pay a small amount and your retirement planning report will be mailed to you, which will contain the SIP amount number which you can start off today in order to achieve your early retirement. And let me give you a snapshot of the report as well, where a complete graphical representation of your retirement number will be presented, and along with that you will also get a chart where if you don't want to start with 20,000 rupees, you can start with a lesser amount, but then your retirement age will be delayed by how many years. So even that calculation is also available in this retirement planning report. Do let me know in the comment section whether you have liked this video, whether this calculation makes sense or not. I have put in a lot of efforts to make this tool. Do like, share, comment and subscribe. Plan today for a brighter tomorrow. Thank you.